Okay, I'm Kerry with Best of Us Investors, and I'm asking myself the question that you see in the title here, and why has my YouTube channel stopped growing? I monetized this channel actually on January the 2nd of 2020, when I had 1,038 subscribers and 4,000 hours of viewing. And then it grew up until today, up to about 148,362, but it kind of plateaued and has stopped growing. In that same time, my portfolio has grown from that's the portfolio that I share with on YouTube, and I don't add any money to it. In the same period of January the 2nd, 2020 until today, it grew from 518,000 to 1,008,000, which is about a 95% growth over that roughly year and I guess it would be year and 8 months. And so I'm doing something right, but I'm also doing something wrong. Relative to the growth of the portfolio, it has plateaued, and I'll show you those growth figures that YouTube shares with me in just a few minutes. So what I'm asking and what I'd like you to put into the comments is, why has my channel stopped growing? I'm going to give you my take on it, and I'm going to give you an overview of how I approach investing and how I approach this YouTube channel. And that's what I'm going to talk about in this video, my YouTube channel. So I'll be right back with you. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm here only for entertainment and education purposes.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
My approach to the YouTube channel, and directly my approach to my investment strategy, is that I recognize I'm a retired financial advisor. I can't beat Wall Street. I can't beat them at their game because they're better equipped. If we're two separate armies, they've got tanks and missiles and drones and rockets, and I've got a slingshot. So why would I want to compete with them? The first thing I need to do is understand how they play the game. I recognize that anybody who works on Wall Street plays a 90-day game. That is, their paycheck depends upon their performance over the next 90 days or whenever the quarter ends. So their perspective is very short. Their directive is make us money today. Make us money this quarter so that when we put out our numbers to our clients, they say, well, you're doing a good job. And because you get paid based on the growth from first of the quarter till last of the quarter, you made a good bunch of money to this quarter. They aren't then looking a year out. I look a year to 10 years out, and that's how I manage my portfolio. I also recognize that the market that I want to play in is driven by events. And the events that I focus on of most recent is the coronavirus and the technology revolution that we're going through. And looking at that, I then ask the question, what's this world going to look like 3 years to 5 years to 10 years from now? And based on that, where do I want to invest? Again, knowing that I invest based on events, and the coronavirus is the most important event that has happened in my 76 years of lifetime, I invest in biotech. I know, I've recognized that as a result of the coronavirus, the medical field, the whole world has recognized that our healthcare delivery system is broken. And then in looking at technology and what we were able to do with things like CRISPR and artificial intelligence, we can change that. We can revolutionize the medical industry to go from one of treatment to one of cure. And what I'm talking about is rather than treat you for cancer, we'll cure you for cancer. Rather than treat you for Alzheimer's, we'll cure your Alzheimer's. And this is all made possible by the advancements in drugs like CRISPR and the use of artificial intelligence and genome sequencing. And so that's where I want to invest in. Also, as a result of the coronavirus, I've recognized, and the world has recognized, that our supply chain is broken. Well, where is that? How is that going to be corrected? It's by bringing manufacturing back to the United States. How can you do that when there's such a disparity in the cost of labor? Well, you introduce artificial intelligence, 3D printing, and robotics. So that's again where I want to invest in. But wait, that's not a 90-day game. You aren't going to see a surge in the price of those stocks in 90 days. So Wall Street is not helping me. No, they're helping themselves. They're helping themselves to interest rates, to the fear of a crash. They're totally ignoring the long game. So that's where I want to play. Then let's look at what is technology driven. Technology, again, as a result of artificial intelligence and the EV revolution. We know that technology is taking us in that direction, but it's a 3-year window. So you don't see Wall Street jumping into the battery question, into the Chinese car question. They don't play that game because it's not within their 90-day perspective. I also recognize that our internet as we know it is going to change. This is not what you're doing right now is not going to happen 3 to 5 years from now as we enter into the metaverse. And we introduce haptic technology. We introduce the touch. It's where your grandchildren are right now. They are playing in the metaverse of the future. They're playing with their Xbox and their PlayStation, and they are in the metaverse. And you're not there yet, but technology is going to take us there. I just did a video on how Facebook is such a bargain right now because of where they're going, how their channel, their business model is going to change as rapidly as Amazon's did when they moved from the e-commerce space to the Amazon Web Services. The metaverse is going to be a driving force by Facebook. But you don't see Wall Street talking about that. You don't see that on Bloomberg TV, or you don't see it on Squawk Box and CNBC, because that's not today's news. That's not going to be a part of our world for 3 to 5 years in its full form. But between now and then, those of us who buy into the $7 stocks that are going to bring haptic technology to our world, those of us who buy in that are going to have some extraordinary returns on our investment. So, what's the direction of this channel? Let me first of all show you the pathway that I've followed since January the 2nd, 2020, as my portfolio grew by 95%, but my subscribers have stalled out. Let me show you this from my YouTube analytics. This is part of my Google Analytics or my YouTube Analytics for Best of Us Investors. And I want to share with you the growth of my channel. The channel basically monetized on January the 2nd, 2020, when I surpassed the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 hours of viewing. And you can see it grew, but not really rapidly until we got to roughly January of 2020. And then it really took off in August of 2020. And I think you need to recognize what this is tied to. This is when people started receiving checks from the government as a part of the relief program of the coronavirus. And it continued to grow as more money flowed into the market and more amateur investors made their way into the stock investing. Then you can see when the market kind of turned and went south, you can see everything leveled off. The newbies, the newbie investors, kind of got their pants whipped and just basically stopped coming in. And you can see it reflects in my subscribers that everything slowed down. There's a tiny little bump there on July the 7th, 2021, when it hit its all-time high of 148,659 subscribers. And then you can see it has tailed off from that, and today it's 148,369 subscribers. So I look at this and I ask myself the question, why and what do I need to do, if anything, to change? And that's what I want to talk about a little bit further in this video and explain what my interpretation of this is and what I plan to do about it. So that's the history. That's the history from January 2nd, 2020 to today. Where am I going from here? I'm going to stay where I'm at. I know what CRISPR and the technology of CRISPR is going to mean to the healthcare revolution. I know what the metaverse is going to look like with the assistance of haptic technology. I know what the medical artificial intelligence is all about, and I know what cybersecurity has us in store for us in the future. And just this last week, Elon kind of jumped in on my story of the world is going to be driven by robotics and artificial intelligence, as he had his AI day and showed you a robot and basically said, stop thinking of your car as a car or an automobile or a mechanical device and start thinking of it as a robot. That's the drum I've been beating since January the 2nd, 2020. So if that's how you want to invest, I would suggest that you join our tribe, you become a part of this movement and play the game that we're playing, the long game, and get out of the 90-day cycle that you're playing in now. Unless, of course, you have mastered the art of swing trading and day trading. If you're good at that, stay with it. But this is not your channel, okay? I intend to continue to go on the direction that I am with the assistance of my tribe. And let me be very specific about that. I did not discover on my own haptic technology through the introduction of touch to the internet. I did not discover on my own the words of the metaverse. That was all brought to me by my tribe. That was all brought to me by the members of my subscribers who come to my Discord, and we discuss both on the Discord and on regular Zoom calls, which are going to go away, by the way. The Zoom call is going to be replaced by my metaverse that possibly is going to come from Facebook. I'm not sure, but I know it's coming. So that's where I get my ideas. I don't have to do this by myself. Much as Wall Street is a team sport, and you are playing in their team sport as an individual, and when they want to kick your butt, they will. I choose to play the long game. I choose to play a team sport, and I choose to play with my team is called the Best of Us Investors Tribe. If you want to be a part of it, it's right there, Best of Us, and we'll greet you with open arms, particularly if you can bring some knowledge and experience to the game. All right, that's where I'm at with Best of Us Investors. And that's how my understanding of why my channel is not continuing to grow on the pace that it was.